I make $175 billion per year as a software engineer at Strokeify. I'm even wearing the swag. You should buy my interview prep course at leetcodejesus.com. Software engineering is the best job ever. Okay, no, but for real, this job fucking sucks.
I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how much I made as a software engineer at Facebook.
How much do software engineers really get paid?
Average total compensation of $196,000.
And they were giving me a total compensation of around $190,000.
All right, man, for some reason, in my world, software engineering has become the holy grail of corporate careers. And when I say my world, I don't know. I mean, I grew up in a Midwest suburb with a lot of Asian people. I have immigrant parents. I went to a school with a big computer science program. I have immigrant parents. I moved to a big city after school to work in tech. I have immigrant parents. You know, I'm not really sure what the underlying theme is here. On the algorithm that I have found myself on in life and on social media, software engineering for some reason is this highly coveted job that has just taken over my fucking existence. On my side of the internet, all I fucking see is software engineers showing off about how much money they make, how amazing their perks are, how you can also break into this highly coveted field of software engineering where you can solve real problems and make a big impact. But today, I come to you to tell you that in my experience, this job is overrated as fuck. And look, I'll preface this by saying I'm not trying to dissuade you from becoming a software engineer. In fact, I would almost say I encourage you to become one. I became one, I'm no longer one, but I used to be one, and man, it did open up a lot of great doors for me. But I also think I could have saved a lot of time if I just knew what I was getting into. So I guess let's start with that. How did I get into this shit in the first place? You know, I get asked this a lot, and I don't know, it just kind of happened. I mean, if I really think hard about it, I think I remember junior year there was this video for Code Academy. It had just come out. I think will.i.am was on there and he was like, yo man, code is the future, man. Yo, everyone gotta learn how to code. And like he's even sitting there fucking taking the coding course himself, like, oh. Okay, actually they didn't do that part. I completely made that up. My bad. Yeah, will.i.am was for sure learning Python. A Grammy-winning, Billboard-topping artist is sitting here learning Python on codeacademy.com, and he is afraid he's gonna be out of work. Yeah, that makes so much sense, right? There was so much hype and marketing around software engineering and working in tech. There was clearly a high demand for these jobs, but not enough people to fill them. And so we were plagued with way too much marketing for software engineering over the next more than a decade. I saw all that shit and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm good at math and stuff, and this could probably get me to a job that'll make me money. I don't know. And then I got to college, and then I'm like around all these smart kids who are really shooting for the stars, trying to get that big software engineer job. All of a sudden, I don't know how, but I think a combination of the environment I was in and the values I was raised by culminated in this fucking holy grail vision of what my future would look like as a software engineer at a highly coveted company. I was sitting here thinking, oh, one day, man, I'm gonna be sitting at this FANG software engineering job, like, where should the button go here? Or should the button go there? And I can write the code to put the button there, and then, the button is there. And then the user clicked the button. Like you're just imagining yourself walking around this fucking office placing buttons on apps and just fucking changing the world every single goddamn day. Oh, I'm gonna make so much money placing buttons on these apps and fucking hella bitches and making hella money. I'll finally be free and happy and never have problems again. I'll be free from, I don't know, something. Maybe my inner conscience. Yeah, I'll be free from that. Oh. And once I get this prize, I've won, and I can just, like, die or something. Please. I'll do anything you say, any leak code, any... I know, very inspiring, right? Anyway, so I drank the fucking Kool-Aid, I was a sheep, I copied everyone that I went to school with. So I got there at my first job, and, you know, while I acknowledged that that job perhaps was not at a company known for how it treats its people and its work-life balance, I knew deep down that this was not for me. All right, like I said, one of my biggest issues with this profession of software engineering is how poorly it's marketed. If you are looking for a software engineering job, you will be told things like, you're gonna make an impact. You're gonna impact real users. You're going to solve real problems. You're gonna take the user's cock and fucking... Yeah, who doesn't like the sound of that? I think anybody who's wanted to work at any fucking job ever would love the sound of that, but you quickly realize it does not go down like that. For some reason, these companies are fooling people into thinking that software engineers are solving human problems. And I'm here to tell you right now, that is not what they do. What the software engineer does is it takes a problem that has already been solved by business people and solves the last mile of it, which is the technology implementation. So yes, you spend your days in logs, in code editors, in code documentation, in databases, in AWS, in fucking everything but the customer's fucking shit. And I know I was shocked by this. I know a lot of my peers were also shocked by this because we just got to our jobs and we're just sitting there like you're just sitting there and your social skills are declining by the second. I remember like 3 months into my first software engineering job, there was a week where I don't think I said a word. Like I didn't see anyone during the week. None of my coworkers talked. We skipped stand up every day. I didn't say a fucking word. I remember trying to form sentences like, I could barely form sentences anymore. Y'all might clown me for that impression I was doing at the beginning, all right? But this is a result of the decay of social skills that comes with working in software engineering. Okay, you are going to be sitting there solving technology problems. You need to love that. Software engineering is for people who, when things break, you love fixing that shit. You love getting in there and fucking getting in the code and figuring out why something's breaking. Not for the person who's like, oh, can I just fucking, like that's not who it's for. Not only that, but you've got to love maintaining this shit, okay? There's this thing called on-call. I'm sure you've heard of it. I could do a whole separate fucking video about that. You simply don't have the option to sit there and be like, oh, can I just do this tomorrow? No, it needs to be fixed now because the company is going to lose money if you don't fix it now. And I get it, it's necessary. Like, I'm not saying these jobs need to stop doing on-call. I'm not saying that. Like, again, software engineering is very necessary for any company. But again, I don't think people realize these kind of shitty parts when they get into the job. And that's because it's not marketed properly. And do you know why they market it like this? Because this job fucking sucks. But not only because it sucks, but because it's fucking essential to the company. This might be one of the most crucial jobs at a company. I am not here to say that this is the most important. I understand sales, product, all of it's important, right? The product doesn't exist without the software engineers. That's just a fact. So not only is it essential, but it fucking sucks. And if it fucking sucks and they make it sound like that to potential job candidates, no one's gonna come do it for them. So they market this job to you like you're gonna enter this company and become some god, right? Like they'll fucking slap some big salaries on there and some big fat buzzwords in the interview. They try to make you feel like you're gonna be god when you get there. And the crazy part is, you are anything but god. You're actually just a fucking bitch. In my opinion, there is no department that is more of a bitch to the rest of the company than the engineering department. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, Varun, isn't every team at a company technically a bitch to the company? Well, unfortunately, yes. But I don't think there's a department that gets to get stepped on as much as software engineering does by pretty much every team at the company. When support discovers that something's broken, when sales needs something built faster and better, or when product just needs something done differently all of a sudden, they know who to call. They're little bitches in software engineering. The whole company literally just sits all over you and kind of just tells you what to do. Yeah, that's when you realize software engineering isn't that cool and really isn't for everyone. This is a great job for people who like to be kind of just handed a problem and you want to just kind of sit here and do the technical part. You'll get paid well, but yeah, all things considered, you are the company's bitch and you have to accept that. But the thing is, you don't know that in college. But then you get there with your fat paycheck and you slowly decay into your first software engineering job out of college. or out of training, wherever you got your training. You slowly just decay into the soil. Your brain's still fixated on that end result, that glory of being a software engineer. And then, after each stock vest, after each bonus vest, after each performance review survived, you slowly realize over several years that you fucking hate your life. Bro, if you take one thing away from this video, you need to stop making big decisions based on just the image or just some YouTube video you saw, based on something you saw on Glassdoor, based on your bank account or your resume. Dude, your life is not spent staring at your LinkedIn page or your resume or your bank account. It will be spent working on something, working towards something. You have to find a way to enjoy the mundane, day-to-day moments of life. And you can do that by doing things that you're interested in. Wow. Crazy concept, right? Now, am I insinuating that people who do software engineering aren't actually interested in it? No, okay? I have met some of the most brilliant, passionate, intelligent people in this field, but I just know this job gets presented as something that it isn't. For people on the same life algorithm as me, this job, the way it's presented, can fool us into thinking that this is what we are meant to do, and this is the best thing to do for us, and that we should feel bad if we fail at it or don't like it. And it's truly so sad how many people just get fooled into doing something that they hate for so long. They feel stuck. I get so many DMs from Indian kids, Asian kids, who are like, yo, I hate my life, Varun. I hate software engineering. I did comp sci, I did this job, and I don't know what to do. I'm like, bro, I recommend therapy. You need to realign how you value yourself. Look, I have the computer science degree. I did software engineering. I did the damn thing. And am I telling you not to do that? No, I'm not telling you not to do it. But I am trying to actively discourage you from feeling obligated to like it because you invested so much in it. Whether you went to college or you're self-taught, this is one of those industries that takes a lot of investment to get in, whether that's money, time, all of it. It takes a lot of work and investment to get into this industry. And once you get that job and you get that fancy title and that little paycheck, I think a lot of us enter this perpetually confused and stuck and dissatisfied state of mind where we're like, okay, I invested so much time into it. It's kind of this sunken cost fallacy, right? Like, we invested so much time and money into it. If you're from a community like me, my parents love the look of it. My family members love the look of this job on my LinkedIn page. They love hearing, oh, he was a software engineer in Amazon. Oh. I know all the parents' friends are, oh man, they see parents fucking eat this shit up, dude. There's not only sunken cost fallacy, but there's also insane expectations. Like, you do this thing a lot of people want to do, and then when you don't like it or it's not satisfying you somehow, we feel guilt. And I'm here to tell you that you should never feel fucking guilty about not liking a fucking job. Dude, it's a fucking job. I need to remind you and myself, this is a fucking job. The only person who should care about your job is you. You need to put on your fucking Indian parent earmuffs, dude, and just put those earmuffs on and promise me you will just be honest with yourself that you don't like this shit, okay? Yes, you. I'm talking to you. Be honest with yourself that I'm doing something that I just don't fucking like, and I need to move on to greener pastures. Look, it doesn't matter how much you've invested. You can't change the past. You are in the present now. I certainly didn't enjoy this career, but I certainly felt pressure internally and externally to be this fucking NPC robot, like, oh, I made it, and I guess I'll get married and die now. And I just want to say, if you are in this field and you sometimes have the passing thought of, maybe I don't enjoy designing systems and breaking things apart and troubleshooting them and staring at fucking logs all day, you are not alone. Now, this all begs the question, Varun, since you didn't like it, what did you do? How did you get out of it? How can I get out of it? Thankfully, I was able to switch out into sales engineering, which is this awesome career path, but I can do a separate video on that or post on Insta about it. But even that transition literally took almost 2 full years to settle into after I left my software engineering job. It takes a while, okay? It takes a long time to actually build a fulfilling career. I need you to understand that. You need to be patient. It's not going to happen with one job switch. It's not going to happen with one project or one company change. It's not going to happen with a new boss. But even if you just slowly try to find ways to do a little more of things you're interested in, whether that's in your current job, in a side project, at a new job, whatever. If you can just even like a few percentage points per year increase the amount of things you are doing during your day that you enjoy, that you're like driven to do, that's a win. That's a huge win. That pursuit, like the pursuit of, you know, increasing the amount of time you're spending doing things you like, that pursuit in itself can provide you like 70% of your happiness max. But like that's a big part of it, okay? The other stuff is like, you know, health and wellness and family and all that good stuff. You could die with that amount of happiness, okay? Most people never even get to say they got to do that. Like just optimizing for all this stuff is what keeps me going. Okay, fuck. I guess I do kind of sound like a software engineer, but god damn it.